I mainly created this safe space for me to express, but I also hope that whoever comes across this, it resonates and it makes them feel safe. My intention is always to build community. In the Body of Isolation, episode 3, I guess I just wanted to talk and release because I haven't been allowing myself to do that. I've been restrictive in allowing myself to express my feelings because I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole of deep sadness, right? I know how I get. I know how that operates, and I know there's an allowance space that we're supposed to have, but in the same breath, there is a certain level of control I'm trying to exert because this is already a difficult path, not doing this the traditional way, and I just want to focus on the good things, which is why I have created some restrictions for myself. And it's been years going back and forth, figuring out what that looks like. But right now, it's creating for social media, but not engaging and staring at the screen for such a long time because I can feel uncomfortable emotions in that experience. It's putting myself out there and finding the trust within trying to create new relationships. I downloaded an app. That's as far as I got for friendship, right? I wanted to put myself out there, make new friends. I went on this other site, and it's this anonymous thing where you talk to people. And there were some fucking weirdos, but there were also I also talked to a couple chill people. And funnily enough, the first conversation I had held depth. I think that was reflective of what it is to meet me. I think it was a reflection of myself. That first conversation stuck with me. But I don't know, the app got too weird, so I left. But yeah, that's a part of what I'm trying to do right now, put myself out there. I was having a conversation recently with my sibling, and I realized that there's having relationships with your siblings, and not funnily enough, but I have a great relationship in terms of spiritual resonance and understanding of each other. Me and my siblings, we have a great relationship. We are of each other. It feels like the blood relationship that's going, for some people that might sound weird, but for others they will understand what I'm saying right away. It feels meant to be, it feels right, it feels spiritually aligned. We learn from each other, and there's something in that that's cemented, right? But in having a conversation with one of my siblings, I realized, I do need to be around soul friends, right? Because there's a difference between that spiritual growth and that understanding, but there's also resonance, right? Resonance and safety in a different way, right? Because I'm safe around my siblings, but I don't know how to explain this. It's like this soul safety and connectivity that it's different. That's the best way I can put it. It's different to what I have or what I've had with my siblings. And I can speak on it because I've had it before with the friends that I had in the past. And in having that conversation with one of my siblings, I realized I miss that soul connection, easy laughter, and just knowing an essence that it blends so well. It's so easy, but it's lively and it's exciting, and there's an understanding with it. With my siblings, there's like this. It's like I said, different. So let me not try to over explain. Oh man, y'all, my phone, she's doing what she feels like doing. So I can't always make videos, but when I do make videos, I get really happy because it feels right. It feels like I'm doing a good thing. Starting over my page. I don't know if I regret starting over my TikTok page. I had 4,000 followers, but the way I was engaging with it, it was just. But now that I started over, It's like, damn, I had something and I rerouted it. But it is what it is, you know? And then I have my other page that I finally stuck to, and it just feels more and more important every day because it's me expressing my opinions and in something that I really enjoy, which is artistry. When I watch shows, I come alive. I have opinions, much like anything in life. I'm very animated when I watch my shows, and I know that that is something that would allow me to reach people, would allow me to build community, and that's my intention in whatever I do to build community. And a lot of what happened over these last few years was to strip away the fear and allow myself to invest in something wholeheartedly without judgment of myself, was to allow myself to get connected to, when I talked about getting connected to the more shadow elements, like I said, it was meant for me to strip away the judgment so I could lean in and have conversations where dimension existed. And in talking about dimension, I wasn't judging that every 5 minutes. There was just an allowance for all of nuance to exist, all of the nuance that was there to exist, which is something that I spoke about often. So in creating this space on TikTok, right, it allowed me to fulfill it is healing something in me to hear myself and to be uncomfortable with myself. Like my videos now, I don't know why, but when I watch them back, there's a level of uncomfortability, but there's also a level of joy. There's a lot of different feelings, but the spirit in me will not touch it because I understand what it means. You know, deleting videos, I used to be the queen of that, just deleting. And there's still some times where my finger just, I'm gonna delete that. But for the most part, I let things rest. I let things rest. Ugh. My dear. Whatever shall we do? It is rambling upon rambling and more rambling without structure and rambling without structure. And this is good for me. The without, I need this. I was never gonna be a 9 to 5. I was never going to be a 9 to 5. I was never going to be boring. I was never going to be fixed. I was never going to be that. And I just don't want to talk to anybody that doesn't understand that anymore. Like, it just pisses me off. It ticks me off. And I want to, it's okay if I'm seen as selfish. It's okay if I'm seen as lazy and doing nothing for myself when I'm doing the very thing that makes me want to stay alive, that makes me want to breathe, that gives me life. If I'm doing that and everybody's saying all of these things, then that's fine, right? Because I know what I'm doing, and I just have to 100% get comfortable with that sentiment. You know, I'm taking care of myself, and I'm taking care of myself, and I'm finding this relationship that works best for me, and stripping away all these versions that I was using to mask, and stripping away these versions that were performative, especially in the realm of spirit. I just, you know, it's that time. It's whew. Yeah, it's been this for a minute, but we move forward. We push through. Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna talk to you guys soon, but you know, we had to update. I think I just want to make this a rambling session. I always have structure and everything that I do. I just want to talk all over my face and not have everything aligned and say the best things and allow myself to stutter and have pauses, and because that's life. Like in the same way that I speak, right? There are gonna be moments where I shape and try to transform things in order for it to make sense, number one, or in order for it to be relatable, or in order for me to have a conversation, because communication requires this openness where it's not just about getting across my point, but it's about connecting with this other person, this other being, or these other people. And then sometimes communicating, when it's just you putting yourself out there, is not about filtering and structuring. And so in the body of isolation is about that, because isolation is not, it's not even something that I want to stay in. It's something I'm trying to come out of. And it is something that is very scary, that I get very scared. You know, I'm approaching 30, and so a big part of me is like, whoa, am I just really fucking this up? And then another part of me is like, no, I'm not fucking this up. Like, this is how I'm supposed to do this. So, you know, and then part of me is like, oh shit, am I cursed? Yo, there's so many things. I think I went through a whole psychosis. I actually have to talk about this. I genuinely think I went through a whole experience of psychosis, and I just did not know. But I also feel like, what the fuck? I was so aware during that time, and it just is a matter of what I thought, is reframing what I thought, and let me explain this properly. So it's what was happening wasn't actually what I thought it was, but I always had that idea that maybe this isn't what it is. So that's why I don't say psychosis, because I was very cognizant that, you know, I could be wrong. There's a part of me that was like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm always in that space, so I don't think it was psychosis, you know. Damn. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna do these more often, less pressured, and just shooting off at the mouth, and you know, who knows who'll find it. I'm sending you guys a lot of love from Barbados. Yeah, we'll check in again soon.